Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CSGO Clutch podcast, sponsored by Prize Picks. My name is Adam Cohn. I am your host. And, we got a returning co-host from off wherever he's been hiding under some rock. It's, the returning Dan Welch for a day. Dan, glad to have you back, even if it is only for a day. What's happening?
Well, Adam, I've been drinking, and I'm here.
Work is that good, huh?
No, I have a new boss at work, and yeah, it's been crazy. So I'm glad to be here.
Good. I know sometimes, transitioning into a newer job with having a newer boss, things like that, sometimes, workloads do go up. So we're glad to have you back even for a day. And
Okay,
kept the seat warm for you. No one else has been in. It's just been me holding this, the fort down by myself.
Mm-hmm.
The listeners turn in for you. They don't turn in for me.
Are you serious?
Well, clearly our numbers don't show it. I don't see my 10,000 likes per video, my 200,000 subs per day. No, I'm only kidding.
Aw, I'm sorry.
I can't banter with myself, and if it is, then I'll be getting calls for some for some people. Why is this guy talking to himself?
Well, I'm glad I'm here to support you in your endeavors. That's all I can say.
There we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the CSGO Clutch podcast is sponsored by Prize Picks. Head over to prizepicks.com. Sign up using the promo code CLUTCH. Again, that's promo code CLUTCH. New depositors get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. It's an amazing and fantastic website. Fantastic promotion. Dan, are you ready to get this lineup review started?
Ready. Let's go.
You are here on a wonderful day. We get 2 lineup reviews to do because I didn't have the link to yesterday's main slate. So we have Friday's slate. Day 1 of Group C. The winning lineup was Captain Tabson with Keto and Tizian. Your boy was in a winning lineup.
Good, man.
With Olaf Meister, Simple, and Bit. Oh, let's just think about this for a second. Olaf, Keto, and Tizian are all in the winning lineup. I'm just going to let that one sink in. No disrespect to those players, but they're not like household names you'd expect to be in a winning lineup. But it was a solo takedown for a Bronco Nation 007. What do you think of this lineup? I mean, from what we saw from day 1, Big handled EG with relative ease. Olaf did pretty well, and he was +5, but 56.5 at 6.8% ownership. You love to see it. Simple went bonkers. I was talking on the podcast, you had to make a decision at Simple, or from Simple at, 10,600. And I'm really interested to hear your thoughts, sir.
Well, I faded Simple because he was so expensive. But that was a mistake. So, one of these days it's going to work out where Simple does not score well, and
it
so
happens.
Far, not so good.
It happens. It doesn't happen often, but it happens.
Yeah, it's seeming to happen less frequently right
now.
So
That Navi game also didn't. We had a double overtime on map 1, so Simple was just fragging out of his mind, and Bit was a great play. He was +14.
Yeah.
So, and we see Bits, maybe slowly becoming the number 2 on this team.
I agree.
I'm very interested in the Keto and Tizian takes. The fact that Tizian was 25.1% owned baffles me. I mean, right. Value? Question mark?
No, not at all. He's good.
I'm going to take that with a grain of salt.
He's a clutch master. I'm telling you.
I'm just not a Tizian fan, but like Tizian scores are, he has some good rounds, but overall his stats for DFS, they typically don't pan out.
Right. But when they do, they do. It's
I wouldn't exactly call 29-3-27 with 5 first kills and a 4K like panning out either at 50.5 DK points.
What was his price though?
5,600.
Exactly. So there you go.
Yeah. Fine.
You needed that to make simple work.
You
needed at
you
least
also
two of
needed
those.
you also needed Tabson.
Yeah.
49, 13, 30, 6 first kills, a 1v2 clutch, a 4K, and a 5K. You
Yeah.
needed Tabson.
Yep. Definitely.
And Olaf showing he still has it. So, which he never lost it. So,
Yep.
he may not be the ace star that, maybe he was back in, that he was back in the day.
It's relative to the pricing. That's all. Simple and simple.
Yep. I mean, like, Rops was up there, Searson was up there, Gade was 9,000. Like, there were... I wanted to play so many of the top end guys. It was very tough to play simple. But,
Yeah, it was.
again, like, if you made it work, and you had to make it work, so you played your Ketos and your Tizians with Tabson, it worked out. Like, I wanted to play Twists, I wanted to play Brokey, I wanted to play Rain. There were just so many other guys I wanted to play. And I didn't play Friday Slate, which we didn't have a lineup review yesterday here on the podcast. I forgot to enter an entry into the contest, and the pricing was so tough. Again, simple was the key. Do you want simple? Do you not want simple? If you're getting simple, you're probably not getting Rops. You're probably not getting a Twist. You're probably not getting a Frozen. You're not playing Gate if you wanted to go that route. Like, there were just so many high-priced people. It was simple or try fitting two other in and hopefully they outscore simple. Simple, 75, 15, and 42 with 10 first kills. 111.5 DK points in the flex.
Crazy.
And 30.3% of people somehow fit him in the captain spot.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was they played Fnatic on the other side because there wasn't much value.
Right.
Or any good value. But again, congrats to Bronco Nation 007. It worked out. I'm happy for you. And yeah, so I don't mind that combination. I think Searson had a really good day on Friday too.
Yep.
But Keto and Tizian, you just needed them to fit simple and bit, because that was definitely the combo you needed out of any of these. The three key pieces were definitely simple 1, Tabson 2, bit 3. So you had the right combo and you had the right pieces there. And that's why we do these lineup reviews, to make us all better DFS players and to go, hey, they may not be good, but if they fit and they fit everything else and they all hit, you win 3,000 and you win the GPP. So let's head on to this past slate now that it's finally finalized and finished. And Draftkings, if you're listening, I have no idea what's going on with the algorithms and the lack of assists when these games update and whatever's going on with the scoring, but please try and fix it. But anyway, so we do have a winner here. So I ended up going with a 2-2-2. I could not get a 3-2-1 that I liked. I ended up going with Captain Tabson with Searson. So Searson panned out today, 63, 13, and 52 with 12 first kills and 3 1v2 clutches. Not often you see multiple clutches of the same kind like that. So 70 DK points. You love to see that, but Tabson just didn't get there today, and you needed Fnatic. So Fnatic get their first win with Alex and Mezzi now on the team. I wanted to go Twist and Brokey. They were the ones positive from phase. So those were definitely the right plays. Brokey was definitely the right plays. We'll see once we get into the winning lineup. I ended up going from a somewhat game theory perspective or leverage perspective. I went with Melis over Navi. I still give Melis a lot of credit for how good they are. So for me, that's what I ended up going with. I wanted to go that strategy in a large field GPP. I wanted to try and get different because if Melis won, 2% Dexter. He hits that 2% and launches me forward of everyone else.
Yeah.
Grops was 7,200. I was going nuts yesterday on the podcast why he was under 8,000. No excuse for him being under 8,000. 38 and 39.
Yeah.
With 3 first kills. Okay,
so he issues, I think, but
yeah, but still, like, he didn't pin out, but $7,200 for Rops is just, it's too low.
Yeah.
So again, I wanted to go with a leverage route that way. We go to the winning lineup here. We know Navi was on the winning lineup. We had a 3-way tie for first place. 37 TK ELS, Isaiah HC, and Hunter for show. All tied first place. Splitting the pot up there. or the winnings up there, each one taking home $1,033.34. Captain Simple is what you needed. Again, here's the leverage I was talking about. Simple, 44% owned on the captain spot, 90.1% owned in the flex.
Crazy.
If he doesn't hit, and Mouse ends up, taking a map or two and does well, and Simple doesn't get there, my Mouse plays have already frogged over 90.1% of the field.
Right.
If Simple doesn't get there. So again, trying to think of how to get leverage, that's the way I didn't go the Fnatic route. We see Fnatic with Na'Vi was on the winning lap. I chose not to go there. I chose to go big with Mouse and chose to get leverage that way. So, Captain Simple, 48, 7, 32, 11 first kills and a 4K, 120.75 DK points in the captain spot, combined with Perfecto and Boomage. Brokey won off the phase, and Mezzi and Brolan, probably the new 1-2 on this team. Mezzi's good. There's a reason Cloud9 went after him. Mezzi's really good.
Agreed.
So, anything you take away here from this winning lineup?
I am happy to fade Simple again tomorrow. That's it.
Oh, we will get into that. But I like the Fnatic call against Big. Fnatic definitely showing some life with this new Alex-led roster.
Hey, you must be happy.
I am a Fnatic fan. Fnatic was my original team when I joined Counter-Strike, so I'm very happy to see Fnatic doing well and getting back into the groove. It's going to take them, I still think, a while to get acclimated again. First time in like 9 years they're going with from an all-Swedish roster to an international roster. So it'll be very interesting to see, but that's definitely encouraging. So, yeah, let's get into today's slate. Before we get into today's slate, drop a like on this video, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell next to it. That way that you all know every single time one of these podcasts drop. Leave a comment down below. Tell us who you like, who you don't like. Interact with us. We love hearing from our fans. And tell us if this podcast is helping you in your process and helping you win money or just any positive feedback you may have. Trolls not welcome.
Yes. No trolls.
We definitely want to build a great community here. We have a great community with you guys, and we just don't want, trolls coming in saying one thing and, being on their merry way. We want to build up a fun-loving community and some other things we have in the works. And we'll definitely let you know that once they're ready to go. Dan.
Adam.
You're here.
I'm here.
Are you ready to break down the slate?
Sure am.
I'm going to go take a nap. You break down the slate.
No.
I'm kidding.
You are the captain. I am just a lowly deckhand. I'm swabbing the decks. Come on, let's go.
I'm going to try and avoid all pirate jokes if at all possible. Let's get into this slate. Let's get into this slate. Na'Vi versus Big. Are you really fading Na'Vi versus Big? I'm sorry.
I'll feed Simple though.
I meant Simple.
Yeah, come on. Also has 95% owned in one of my single entries. Like, come on, that's an easy fade.
I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it.
He does. He has done bad in the past.
I don't know if I can do it here. I mean, if I'm doing it, I am playing Searson. One off. Maybe, so let's go over pricing.
Simple. I'm not saying fade Na'Vi, I'm saying fade Simple.
No, I know. That's what I meant. So
yeah, or, I mean, at least be under-owned.
Yeah.
Fucking near... It's so easy to do.
As long as you don't have Simple in 90% of your lineups, you should be fine.
Exactly.
So, if you wanted to play 60% Simple, that's fine. We're not saying outright fade him. Underweight, if you want to play some leverage and play big, go for it. So here's the pricing for Na'Vi. Simple, highest price player on the slate at 9,600. Electronic, 8,600. Bit, 8,200. Perfecto at 6,600. Boomage all the way down at 5,800. I really like that price tag for Boomage.
Yeah.
On the big side of things, Searson at 7,400. And Gate finally not 9,000! Gate is at 7,000. Tabson at 6,000. Keto 5,200. Tizian, the lowest price player on this slate, at 4,400. If I'm playing anyone from big, it's Searson 1. If you really want to stack it and have lineups that don't have any Navi in it, then Tabson 2. Searson is who I would play if you don't have Simple in your lineup. And just hope a Searson one-off works and no one from Navi is on the winning lineup. But I would only do these strategies on a 20 max. If you're in a single entry or even a 3 max, I'm not getting off Navi. And quite frankly, I'm not getting off Simple. Maybe in a 3 max, if you want to go 2 with Simple, 1 with Searson, and a big stack, I'm okay with that. Just keep in mind, like, Simple's on another level right now. It's Simple, Gap, Zywu. It's no longer 1A, 1B. Zywu's the 2.
Yeah.
Simple's just on another level.
Yeah, it's so clear.
I think Simple's also benefiting from having Bit in this team.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Bit, my second favorite player from Navi. Obviously, Simple 1, Bit 2. Electronic 3. I think Electronic does well, but I don't think he goes super crazy in this matchup. I really like Boomage at 5,800. So I'm going to go Perfecto 4, but Boomage 5. I really like the price tag for him. Against Big, I don't know what Boomage is going to have to do. Perfecto, I think, is going to have a decent game here, too. I would not surprise me if we see in the winning lineup tomorrow. Simple, Bit, Perfecto.
Interesting.
But yeah, Perfecto 6,600, Boomage 5,800. I love the cheap price tags, and that might be, again, a popular stack. Simple plus Perfecto plus Boomage, which we saw win on this past slate. You know, I think you can mix it up and go Simple, Bit, Perfecto, and I think you can capture a lot of upside there if you want a 3-man stack it.
Yeah.
So, Big, like I said, no pushover on the other side, but if for me, I really only want to play Searson. Tabson if I absolutely have to and fade everyone else. What are your thoughts on the big side of this game?
I like Tizian for the price.
Shocker.
4,400 is cheap.
I could name this podcast when we post it to YouTube. Dan's back for one night. He says play Tizian. Thank you.
And that's it.
I mean, look, 4,400. What does he have to do? If he goes 30 or like 33 and 28 or 33 and is negative, if he puts up 40 DK points and you hit every upside of another player, I mean, it's not going to crush you. I don't know if you win a GPP. But if you're playing, you know, him as a random one-off to get everyone else you want, fine. I can't go there.
Yeah. I understand.
Keto, I think, is sneaky, too. But we'll have our chances to once again play Keto.
Yeah, Keto's good.
I just don't think it's against Navi. Yeah. The next game I'm really interested in is going to be fun. Anything else to talk about with this game before we get on to a really fun game?
Oh.
Game 2!
Game 2.
It's Fnatic versus FaZe.
Ooh.
Fnatic versus FaZe Clan. Let's go. Twist coming in at 9,000. Let's go on the Fnatic side first. Mezzi 7,800. Broland 7,000. Jakino 6,200. Crims at 5,400. Alex at 4,800.
Oh my god, Crims is going to be so high owned.
Yep. And Crims has been behind Mezzi in terms of fragging. I think.
And you have Alex who's calling. Who likes Mezzi.
Alex is I think that's the reason they signed both of them.
I know he likes Mezzi.
So, Broland is still the one on this offense. It's just Mezzi right now is Broland's high-powered 1B.
Yeah.
Think of James Yakindar. James the 1, but Yakindar is that high-powered 1B.
Mm-hmm.
Still a lot to see from this roster. I want to say Brolan 1, I really do.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, I'm still going with Brolan 1, Mezzi 2. I think Mezzi has a high ceiling.
Yeah.
But maybe a lower floor than Brolan does. But this is still... I am still going with sample size over a 2-game sample size. I'm still going Brolan 1 here at 7,000. It's a little too cheap for him, but I understand it. I'm going Mezzi 2, Crims 3, Giacchino 4, Alex 5. We've seen a little bit with, Alex and Cloud9, and now here a little bit. Alex is definitely more of that in-game leader style, not a high fragger if needed, but he can frag if needed. And, why does Alex need to frag when you have those 3 riflers on this team? Like, if you want to call more strats and callouts and stuff like that to get information, and, he can sit back. I mean, he can frag. He can go. So Alex at 4,800 for your large field GPPs and your MMEs, go for it. But I think the main 3 rifles Brolan 1, Mezzi 2, Crims 3. I think that's who you start with. If you want to play Giacchino versus FaZe, fine. You want to play Alex versus FaZe, that's fine too. Now, Dan.
Adam.
On the FaZe side of things.
Mm-hmm.
We have Twist coming in at 9,000. Brokey at 8,000, so it's $1,000 difference between them today. Or for this slate. Rain at $7,200. We're going to get back to him in a second. Olaf at 64 and Carrigan at 5,600. I really like that Rain price tag at 7,200.
Me too.
That's a really tempting price tag. Fnatic are not exactly pushovers, but damn, 7,200 for Rain. We're going to get the prize picks at the end of this podcast. And Rain is on the prize pick slate, and with a very interesting line that I think we're all going to take advantage of.
Okay.
Now, with that being said, are you pairing Twist and Brokey together again? Because that's what I've been doing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're the 2 aces of the team.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Rain just because he's a experienced pro, and he is good. So
I would say Twist is the 1A, Brokey's the 1B. For this slate, Rain is 3. And I really like Rain at 7,200. So you and I are in agreement there. I'm definitely interested in playing some Olaf at 6,400 versus Fnatic. And I'm interested in 20 entry maxes playing some Carrigan. I know, crazy. But I'm interested in playing some Carrigan.
yeah, why not?
So, anything else you want to talk about here from this game? This is going to be a fun game to watch.
Nope.
So, alright. Let's get into the last game here on the slate. And before we get into the last game on the slate, I wanted to give you all our socials on Twitter so you all can follow us. Follow me on Twitter at AdamWX21. You can follow Dan on Twitter at Wandelch, WANDELCH. You can follow the CSGO Clutch Podcast on Twitter at CSGO Clutch Pod. Alright, Dan, last game here on the slate is Mouse Sports versus the Evil Geniuses. So Mouse versus EG. Rops finally back to a respectable price at 9,200. Frozen 8,400, BMass at 7,600, A-Core at 6,800, Dexter coming in at 5,800. What do you like on the mouse sport side of things?
Dexter, Rops, of course, because Rops is god. But I think they've been struggling, so I think in order for them to win, they need Dexter. So that's why I like Dexter, and he's cheap.
Okay, so you and I are on the same two, Rops and Dexter. Who I'd start with. And I'd add Frozen in 3. I'm not playing BMass and I'm not playing A-Core. And I said this yesterday, and you and I were talking pre-pod, and you kind of on the same wavelength. A-Core needs to step it up, otherwise he's going to find himself on the outside and Torzy on the inside. Because if I'm Mouse Sports, I'm making that change before the major.
They're thinking about it for sure. Sorry, my dog is all over me right now.
It's all good. So, I mean, I give it to the end of this tournament, maybe the next one, before I start really thinking about benching A-Core and playing Torzy.
I think if anything, sell Acor. Back to Mad Lions.
Oh, you don't want to put him back to Mad Lions.
Yeah, fuck Acor. Oops, sorry. Excuse me.
It's all good. That's why this podcast isn't intended for children. So, I mean, so we're not playing him, but I just think from a Counter-Strike standpoint, I think he's, and I really liked it when they added him, but I think, like Farley and like Slacks, Acor has struggled to adapt to this level of consistent play.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I'm not saying Torzy's not going to not adapt to it, but, you know, what we've seen from Torzy is he's demolishing the competition.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's that good.
He deserves it.
Now, again, if Mouse can't fix this, and if they're fixing it by swapping Acor for Torzy, okay. I think they'd have to consider doing that within the next month or so before the major. Because if they switch players, you have Mouse Sports can't afford to take a loss on points. Even though they won Flashpoint Season 3, they have points, but when you swap out a player for someone that's not on that roster, you lose RMR points.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, you need to think about maybe making that move sooner rather than later, or just ride this out with Acor and continue to work on it. Because if Lucky doesn't work out in Astralis, I can see them going after Acor.
Interesting.
I can't see Acor going to Heroic. That team is stacked. I'm trying to think of other Danish teams. Maybe you get, if Complexity wanted to go full Danish, you could send Acor to Complexity. Because right now it's a 3-band Danish roster.
Yeah.
So
Poison's doing good though.
He is. Again, I'm just some things I've heard from HLTV confirmed. I was listening to the Tabson podcast today. They got about an hour into it, but they're saying like the same thing. Like even Acor, if he wanted to, could go to the new MSL Danish team if he wanted to.
Oh, interesting.
But Acor can play with pretty much anybody. That's what makes Acor so good.
Yeah, I mean he is good. Like
he is good, but again, I'm putting him in the class with Farley and with Slacks. But there's a difference. This is Mouse Sports. This isn't Fun Plus Phoenix, and this isn't Sprout.
Right.
This is, you're on what should be a top 10 team roster and a powerhouse team. You have to perform.
Stakes are very high, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, Mouse Sports could be a legitimate contender to win the major. Acor needs to step it up.
No. Sorry, I'm watching League of Legends at the same time.
Oh, here we go. See, I wanted to record this podcast like an hour ago, and Dan was too busy. Like, I'm watching League. Counter-Strike over League. Come on now.
Well, 100 Thieves are just giving it up right now, and it's crazy.
Oh, boy.
Sorry.
No worries. All right. On the EG side of things,
yep.
Obo 7200, Mihu 6800, Breezy at 6000, Cirque at 5000, and Daps at 4600. Do you have any interest in anyone from EG?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, for one-offs or for leverage, I think they'll be vastly ignored.
Pretty much because it's going against Mouse.
Yeah, and I think people still have faith, but it's a good leverage spot for sure. Just because Mouse is struggling.
I've been on Mihu as my favorite from EG the last 2 days, and he hasn't been positive in either game for a kill to death differential.
Yeah.
Breezy been turning it up. Breezy, I think, had the most frags on EG versus Fnatic. I'm sorry, versus FaZe. Or whoever they played in this last slate. So, that I find interesting. So, Breezy's got something to prove, but I don't think this is the spot we go to EG. I
Yeah,
think there's
probably not.
plenty of leverage on the first two games. If you want the leverage of EG, Mihu, you owe me money. Mihu 1, Obo 2, Breezy 3. I can easily say Breezy 1, Obo 2, Mihu 3. Those are my favorite three. I'd say Cirque 4 and Daps 5, but don't play Daps.
I don't play Daps.
I assume he's IGLing in addition to being the coach, so I'd say focus on the other four. If you really want to play Daps, play him at 5 to 15%, but don't go crazy. Yeah, anything else you want to talk about here?
Oh, I'm good.
So, I still think Mihu can prove it. It would not surprise me if Mihu goes out and is plus 10 or whatever tomorrow. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, Mihu or Breezy 1, flip the other one to 3, however you like, and I think Obo 2. But I'm going Mihu, Obo, and Breezy. Dan, let's get into it here. Core value, GPP, and team stack, and favorite team stack segment. One of each. Who you got?
Core, simple, value, Tizian, GPP. Let's go with Frozen.
Okay, I like it. Core for me. I don't have one. Bit's about as close as I get to a core on this slate. But I can't really say core, but he's as close to a core player as I would say we can get. Value, I'm going with Tabson at 6,000, Crims at 5,400, and Alex at 4,800. Oh, and Dexter and Boomage as well.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to classify Boomage as a GPP play. So Boomage value 5,800. I like him for GPPs too. Dexter 5,800. Dexter a GPP play. Boomage a GPP play. Simple, obviously. Bit, obviously. But I also like the combo of Mezzi and Brolin as well. So, Dan, do you have a favorite team stack?
Navi.
Yeah. I'm really starting to like Mezzi as a higher ceiling over Brolin, but I think Brolin is safer. I think Mezzi has a higher ceiling.
Okay.
So, both GPP plays for me. Favorite team stack for me, yeah, Navi's it. If you want a second one, I like Fnatic.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get into it. Prize pick segment here. And then we'll head out of here. Refreshing, head over to CSGO. I do want to go over the odds too, real quick, from Pinnacle for those games. So Navi coming as a minus 380 favorite versus Big. FaZe coming as a minus 177 favorite against Fnatic. Fnatic a plus 144 underdog. Mouse a minus 257 favorite against the Evil Geniuses. So I like that. I like that FaZe line, and I like that Fnatic underdog line as well. Prize picks. Dan, give us three. We have a lot on the slate, and we get to play some Tyloo and some Vichy. So what do you think? Give us three. Dan? You are on mute.
Hello.
There you are. Now you're off mute.
Somebody over.
Okay, so you're going somebody for Tyloo over 37.5?
Yep.
Okay.
Scroll down.
Yes, sir.
Simple under.
Ooh, ballsy. I like it.
And Gade. Oh, shit. Tabson over.
Yeah, that's one of the lines you were talking about pre-show. Tabson at 33.5. Yikes. So low. So I like that as well. Joe King, 35.5 versus Tyloo over. Electronic, 38.5 under. 41.5 is a good line for Torzi. Rain, we talked about that, teased us earlier. Rain has a 34.5 line right now, as we're recording this podcast. I'll take the over on Rain 34.5.
Good.
Crimson Mezzi have good lines at 37.5. I can see BMAS under, but I'm not confident in it. So those are my plays. Dan, anything you want to say before we head out of here? It's been good having you back, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm very happy. The 100 Thieves just won. So
Hooray!
they beat Cloud9.
Well, there you go.
Big win. They're on to the finals.
Pogs all around. And GG's all around. Alright, anything else you want to say before we head on out of here?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back for another edition of the CSGO Clutch podcast for the next main slate. I believe Monday is a day off again for the teams from Pro League. So we'll see you for the next main slate. For Dan, I'm Adam. Good luck on the slate. Latest peoples.